on. Mr. Pop the pill. Mr. late for work. Mr. pulling off that overcoat with whiskey on his shirt. Mr. lost his mind. Mr. wants another line. Mr. won't dismiss you.
Welcome back to the Tuesday morning podcast with Watsun. And yeah, one of the biggest things I had to deal with my quote unquote adult life was ego death, like getting rid of the ego. There's certain aspects of the ego that I think people need. That what I say that I mean it's confidence. That's what people need, but most of the time the ego is toxic. I mean, what do you think?
No, I completely agree. See, I'm one of those people that have, I lacked in self-confidence forever, you know what I mean? Like, I have a lot of insecurities and things and whatnot. So, whenever, I gained some self-confidence and this and that, it was pretty balanced out for the most part. But there was a part in my life where my ego got the best of me a little bit. But, yeah, you definitely need to have a little bit of an ego just for the confidence part of yourself, just to be able to do something with confidence. Because if you don't do something with confidence, then it's not going to be, come out as good as it could. But with that being said, like overdoing it and crossing the lines with the ego, it just ruins shit for me anyway. Like, I don't like when somebody's just, so we get to just throw into themselves and have what to me is just beyond self-confidence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's one of those things like, but see, what's kind of crazy, the stigmas that go along with musicians are that they're full of themselves and they are egotistical people,
I got a bad rip for that, and people never really realized or didn't see it, but my insecurities and stuff, because I hit it a lot with what came out as me being a very egotistical person, but there's a wrong way and right way of things, I guess.
Yeah, see, it's there's nothing wrong with with character, having that for a character. Yeah. But it's kind of crazy how stuff like that it just comes with age. It's like with any type of wisdom or whatever, because it's one of those things. I'm not too much of a political person or whatever, but most quote unquote musicians are liberals or whatever. But it seems like the past, 5 or 6 years or so, I relate more to a conservative mindset of things, if that makes any sense. I don't know if that comes with age, where I used to believe, let everybody in. Let's fuck everything. Everything's free. That kind of, I don't know, that mindset. It was kind of crazy.
Man, I'm not a big political person, or I'm not big on that kind of thing. So I couldn't really sit here and tell you what I relate to the most as far as like liberal or conservative or all that good stuff. I definitely have my certain beliefs and certain views on things or whatever. I just don't know. I'm just not big on the politics and the whole thing. So. But I can see what you're saying, man.
What I'm basically getting at is, as you get older, your mindset changes a little bit, and you can deal with stuff. Yeah, so you can deal with your ego better now. Yeah. And
well, definitely, because where we come from, like, especially people from our generation, like dealing with the handfuls of crap we were dealing with, with our social lives and stuff, and on top of that, our personal lives. We grew up in a crazy time,
Yeah, it's wild.
Which I know everybody is there now, but, especially when you're an artist or musician just trying to, do stuff and create and do things you love to do, but being held back by certain, things, or your mind being filled with certain shit or whatever. The fact that, the fact that we're still even we're doing this podcast thing, man, it's cool shit to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to have that in my life. I guess to not, to be alive. To enjoy things. I can enjoy music. I can enjoy talking to you on a podcast. And we can do these things
without being so angry and so quick to jump the gun and start blasting on people or
Yeah.
to just talk about nothing. The only thing you want to talk about is things you hate or things that's wrong or this and that. It's like, no, man, there's other things. There's, that definitely comes with age and maturing and, I mean, me personally, I've came a long way and matured in a lot of different ways. So, but I definitely feel what you're saying.
Yeah, it's because over the past year or so, it has been the most divisive time that I've lived through. It was pretty bad. And, like going back to the political stuff. Like if people got divorces because someone voted for Trump, and what gets me is like, how can you put that much faith in a complete stranger you've never met before, and end the relationship over it? It's silly.
Yeah, I don't get it either, man. Like, it's not only a person you don't know, but you're watching it on the same TV screen you watched, Godzilla on, or you watched all these movies with these different characters and different people. I just have a problem with the media and the whole thing.
Yeah.
I can't trust it. You know what I'm saying? I just can't.
It's been just so openly full of shit for the past couple of years, and I mean, we all knew it was pretty bad. No one really gave a fuck about it, anyways. But it seems like it got really bad. Like, got worse.
I mean, it definitely took a left turn that even us who notice and know, like, we knew what the shit was. But yeah, like, I don't understand how people can let like shit like that rule their entire life to the point to where, man, you've been married for 20 years, but you're going to divorce this person because of that.
Yeah, for a political view. It's so silly.
Yeah.
But that's
just can't be. I mean, I'm just not one of those people that are consumed by. You know what I mean? I'm consumed by like what affects my life the most and the people that are in it. I mean, don't get me wrong. A lot of that stuff, it affects your life. It's going to affect your life in different ways or whatnot. But shit, I just don't know, man. I am not one of those people that can be consumed by politics and all that whole thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a mess. Politics has always been a messy thing to even think about.
Yeah.
Because you won't piss anybody off. Talk about religion, talk about politics, and there you go. Yeah. There's fights over that.
Back to the ego. I mean, people are made to believe that they're, this way is right or this way is right or this way is wrong, and people build themselves off of what's been like fed to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
through
bumper
the media,
stickers.
through this and through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I just can't be one of those people, right? I can disagree with certain things, and there's stuff that I don't believe in. There's things I do believe in, but at the end of the day, man, my life, all I can control is like what mostly goes on in my life. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep. Because it's the people that's around you is going to get you through the stuff. Not some dude or some lady, some woman, some cisgender person on the television. They're not gonna be there for you.
No, they don't know you. They don't give a shit. You know what I mean? You're just somebody. You're just a pair of eyes or some ears that are listening and whatnot. I mean, there's people that want to make a difference, and there's people that are legit and they're true to what they're saying and shit. But even that, it's like it's too hard for me to pick out the ones that are for real or the ones that aren't. I just have to focus and control what's going on in my life and try to make it better.
Yeah, so
I gotta try to be a better person.
So yeah, I guess my overall message is, in such volatile, crazy times, that I think that music is a solid, healthy, and uplifting escape to fall back on.
Yeah, it can be like that's what it's supposed to be, man. That's what scares me is like I'm listening to like what kids have as an outlet now for music, and I remember like looking back on what I had to go listen to and what got me through the day, and they got some like cotton candy colored hairdo with different color teeth and talking about shit that just don't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or they're out. The music is supposed to be an outlet and a story and a way, to help somebody or just a soul, man. That's what it's lacking. Music's lacking soul and realness anymore. It's all about the same shit over and over again. I have no problem with somebody talking about how much money they got in music, but why not talk about how you got there?
Yeah, it's all about You're the first rapper I've ever heard talk about having money. What I'm saying?
I mean, come on, like, that's the problem with with like listen to Biggie's old Biggie shit or iPad stuff or the old the real old hip hop and artists and rappers from back in the day and all the stuff they talked about. They were telling a story, something that somebody somewhere can relate to. Same thing with rock and roll and like the whole alternative thing. Like we've all been in a depressed state of mind, especially like people like from our generation, like our age and stuff. We've all been there, been in certain places, and we all have different artists and different people we relate to. Like that's my goal. And music is just give somebody an outlet.
Yeah, it's also something you'll never ever forget the first time that it touches you. And like for me personally, I will never ever ever forget the first time I drank my first Steele Reserve. God, man. I think you might be the only other person who might drink Steele Reserve with me because nobody will. Maybe Alan,
dude.
But Alan, he's a King Cobra guy. But I'm a 211 dude.
I mean, I'll mess with them too sometimes, but no, dude, 211's still like. I'm trying to think. I can't remember the first time. Might have been at y'all's house, man. Back in the day, I think that might have been.
Cause I do remember when you, Alan, and Kristen got a case of bottles of Steele Reserve. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I do remember. I remember most of that.
Yeah, well, yeah, it got a little hazy after that. But the first person to ever introduce me to that beer was Jason Burnett, because I didn't start drinking or anything. I didn't start drinking until I was 23 years of age. And
yeah, man, I remember when you were solid, like didn't do anything.
Yeah, didn't need to. That's about my mindset. Well, anyways, I kept drinking it because I didn't want to spend money on alcohol because I'd rather spend it on something else. If that makes any sense.
Right.
Something on the shrubbery.
Oh, it makes all the sense.
Department, something green. So my whole mindset was like, the least money I can spend to get a good buzz, I will do it. And it was always. I remember when Steele Reserves were $1.05. That's with taxes.
Yep, I remember. Yep, I remember that because like not only did you get like, you could take $5 and be sloppy.
Yep.
You're going to get to where you want to be, and you're going to get there fast.
Because alcohol has always been hate the taste, love the feeling. But to me, for some reason, Steele Reserve out of a bottle is delicious. I still enjoy it. Man.
Yeah, I like it. I do too, man. And like it's hard to find them in bottles anymore around here.
I know, it's kind of crazy. I think I saw some at that that tobacco shop beside Long John Silver's.
Yeah. They still have them.
Yeah, I think that dude still carries them. But it's like I'm not snooty, man. I became a beer snob for like most of my adult life, but for some reason, I still go back to Steele Reserve, and I don't know what it is.
I'm just not a fan. Like I guess I just like with me, man. Like I've always, I've always drank like a homeless black guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But here's the thing, Justin. I cannot agree with you on Cult 45, man. I think that shit's awful.
I love them, man. I don't know what it is. Like, not many people enjoy them. I will definitely forever have a love and the taste for them. I don't know what it is, but I don't like the fancy beers, man. Like the ones with the weird names and the stout and the dark and I don't know. Like they have cool pictures on them and stuff.
Oh yeah. See, I got into that.
I'm just not a fan of like. See, Kevin, man, Mr. Wormbeats, like he's really big, and he likes that kind of thing. He's really big on Heineken too, which Heineken's good.
Dude, that's Alan's favorite beer. That's his favorite, like domestic beer or whatever. I lean towards IPAs because they're really citrusy and they always have a high alcohol content. It's something like.
Some of them I can dig. I like PBRs or Budweisers or malt liquors, and that's just how I go.
Yeah, that's the everyday beers. I actually had a 12-pack of Pabst Saturday. Sarah and I watched A Quiet Place, and yeah, dude, PBR is good. Good buzz too, man. Good buzz.
Oh yeah, man. I know a lot of people that don't like them either, but I just do.
Yeah, this is one of those things, man. I guess we're kind of OG in that aspect when it comes to the malt liquor. Also, I dove deep into drinking Mickey's too. That's a good malt liquor. That's solid. It's in a lot of rap songs too. That's just a good beer. It's got 6% alcohol. It's got a little bumblebee on the front of it. So,
oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I don't know if I've ever drank one before.
dude, get on that. Talking about malt liquor, talking about good cheap malt liquor, man. It's the best. One of the best.
I'm one of those people that like in the same way if going to a restaurant. Like if I go in, like certain places, like if I go to Taco Bell, I know exactly what I want already, and it's hard to like steer away from it. If I go to, if I go into a liquor store or something, and I see like they're gonna have at least two of the 3 or 4 things that I like, that's what I'm going for because I know I'm gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Same here, man. Always. The revelation of getting a 12-pack of Steele Reserves is what I like seeing that. And plus, it's like $8 for a 12-pack.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And 6 of those bad boys, and you're somewhere.
Hey man, they'll get you, man. They'll definitely get you.
They'll bite you.
Like I remember the first I remember there was a time where I couldn't drink like a full three.
I know.
211's,
See,
I couldn't do it.
I know that was a myth. It's like, oh, dude, he made it to the 4th one. No, he didn't. It's
I
like,
can do it now.
Oh, yeah.
I can do it now.
Yeah,
but that 4th one always is like
yeah, like I definitely drank the 4th one slower. It's like,
man, I usually wake up with about half of it still there.
yeah, and you don't mind because you probably wasted like a nickel's worth of beer. It's not like
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's sad to see
depending on how I feel, I might go ahead and drink the rest of it that morning. I don't know. It just depends on how I feel.
Yeah, it's one of those things. To get rid of a hangover is to keep drinking.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
But if you don't, I've noticed at my age that hangovers last 2 to 3 days or something. Man, it's awful.
Man, I don't. There's a few things that do that to me. Wine will do that to me, man. I remember when I lived in Louisville, this dude made homemade wine a lot, and wine would stick with me a few days after I would drink it,
The stomach. Oof.
It's good, but yeah, it gets me, man. It gets me real good. But I mean, it's worth it at the time, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, none of this shit's good for you, but man, does it feel good?
But what is?
No, I mean, it's like it's one of those things. You got to pick a vice and figure it out. You got to at least be able to handle one of them.
Hey, there's definitely been worse shit. I've definitely done worse than that. So I'm,
Right.
From where I'm sitting, I got myself together, so I'm all right.
Yeah, it's like also I'm thoroughly convinced that everybody's on drugs or something. They have to be.
Well, see, here's the thing, man. Like, you got so many people that go to the doctors and they'll prescribe them something that for them that justifies it, and they don't realize the effects that the drug's having on them. So, like, a person can go to a psychiatrist or to a doctor or whatever and get prescribed certain things and not realize that they're still being affected by it. It may not be the way it affects someone else. There's a reason why, everyone's different or whatever. But, yeah, I go through, like, I've actually been thinking about that just lately, just recently. Started thinking that, man, everybody's like, they're doing something.
Yeah, they have to be. Whether it's doctor prescribed or not, it's there.
Yeah.
Because I really got into like one single board computers. When I say single board computers, it's like a computer that's built just to do one thing, basically. And I see these motherfuckers make portable Wii's and all this other stuff, weird, like circuit bending and soldering. And these dudes, I know, spend at least maybe 18 hours at a time doing this shit. I'm just thinking, yep, that dude's on Ritalin. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, something like there's no way. I mean, I'm not gonna say there's no way because I just don't want to be that guy, but like, I'm with you on that, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
like, dude, a lot of people have a lot of things in the closet.
yeah, I mean, at least half of them have to be. At least half.
Oh, absolutely.
Because, you know,
Absolutely.
it's like I think, you know, when Chris Novoselic was talking about Kurt Cobain, he said, you know, Chris would be like, you know, I can have my wine and drink my beer and I'm fine. But then there's some people that go way out there and
Oh yeah.
they can't handle it and it's awful.
Well, see, that's why like there's certain things that I don't do, I don't mess with, I don't get close to, because I just know myself way too well, and I know what it's done to me in the past. So it's like, you know, everybody has a mind of their own, and certain things affects people certain ways, man. So
Like-
it's all about knowing how to control it and what not to do. You know what I mean?
The only thing I cannot really honestly control myself around is pork. Pork tenderloin, dude. That's gonna be the death of me, dude. I'm serious. That's just as bad for you as doing heroin or something. Because I can eat
Man,
I could eat fucking pounds and pounds of that shit and not be full.
I'm that way with pizza. I mean, like pizza and if it's good chicken, the skin off a chicken, the crispy part of a chicken.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's it with IGA taking the market away from everybody? You know, like
I don't
IGA
know,
chicken's
man.
everywhere.
I don't know, but man, they're on points most of the time.
Yeah, it's salty. It's fucking juicy. It's good.
Sweet, but there's nothing like this original recipe KFC chicken, man.
Yeah, dude. Nothing, dude.
That shit.
That's making me hungry, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, I know, bro. Like, where does I know Louisville probably still has a KFC buffet somewhere, right?
Yeah, they do. I've never had it before, dude.
Do they? What?
I know.
Never ever in your life?
Never ever in my life. I've never had a KFC buffet.
Oh, man, dude. Go listen to me. The first chance you get, dude, go to the KFC buffet and do it like go around like man, the middle of the day or something. Just go, cause dude, they have the biscuits on there. They got mashed potatoes, dude. Everything you could want on there.
Are you serious?
Last time dude, yeah, it's stellar. Last time I went, that's how it was. Now they might have changed it. I don't know. I just know when I went, it was amazing.
Do they have coleslaw?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure. Now I could be wrong on that because I don't really mess with the coleslaw. Like the only time I've ever ate coleslaw, oddly enough, was in jail.
Oh.
But, I haven't ate it since. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, it's like,
dude, they had the gravy, the mashed potatoes, all that good stuff. So.
well, shit, man. I would just fill a whole bowl up with gravy, and it's fucking. See, I'm a thigh guy. I don't know. I'll eat a chicken breast, but it's like how I like my women. You know, I like them thighs.
Oh man, I'm with it.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't like dark. A lot of people don't like dark meat, but I do. You know.
I don't understand it, man. That's my favorite. I am a dark meat kind of guy.
I love breasts. You know, I love them in my mouth. But if I had to choose, you know, it'd be something.
Oh man, the thighs, man, them thighs, man. I'm with it.
Yeah, and
I'm chicken and with it.
yeah, everything in between there. You know.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
it's
Absolutely.
probably be the death of me someday. But
I'm okay with it, man. If I die that way, I'm gonna die a happy man.
yep, with
For sure.
thighs in your mouth.
Oh, dude, whatever. I mean, thighs. There's a couple different things that I could be all right with, but that's a whole other conversation.
So yeah, okay, Watsun. When do you think that the EP or the LP or more tracks to be up on SoundCloud and on Facebook?
It's hard to say, man. I'm currently like, as far as me and Kevin's Wormbeats thing or whatever, it's really hard to say. But I'm currently also got a couple other people that that want to work with me and stuff. So hopefully myself put out some new stuff here in the next. I'm shooting for the next hopefully, man, the next month or so I can get it together and come out and put a couple new tracks out. Hopefully, it's kind of hard to say right now, but Like hopefully in about 6 months or less, we put out the Stay Alive thing me and Kev have, and I have enough to kind of consolidate my stuff. I'd like to be able to put stuff on iTunes and YouTube and, you know, all that good stuff. I'm just no good with any of that shit, man. Like, the only thing I know how to do is
YouTube is so backwards ass. You would figure it would be the most simple fucking thing to use, but you don't know when people comment on your shit. You don't know how many views you have. This is YouTube's been fucked with too much, man. It's wacky nowadays. We still use it because it's basically it's like WWE. It's like the only big thing in town. You know, there's other platforms, but it's just not there yet. You know what I'm saying?
You know, my thing is, man, I just want to be able to put out. I want to put out my music, like whatever it is I do musically, everywhere possible. Like everywhere it can be heard. You know, just set it up and put it there. I'm no good with that kind of thing, man. Like, if I was good at that, you know, and record myself and producing all that good stuff, I'd already have like 15 greatest hits out probably. But unfortunately, my focus hasn't been on that too much. So, but yeah, man, hopefully, you know, we have the Stay Alive thing out in the next. Hopefully, I say 6 months, and that sounds like that's a stretch. Hopefully, it's sooner than that.
We gotta get a summer banger out, man. You gotta get a banger out for the summer.
Oh, for sure, and that's what I'm working on. Like I said, man, I got this dude that produces and stuff from Owensboro. He actually emailed me a couple of beats not too long ago, just recently, and I just got to get into the studio, find somewhere to record and throw down on it, and put it out, and you know, kind of just wait out on the thing me and Kev are doing. But yeah, I definitely need some summer jams out and stuff just to be able to, you know, jump on some shows and stuff. It's hard to do my thing. It's hard to, you know, it's hard to schedule a show or do a show when the songs I'm on have 2 or 3 other people on it, and you can't get them there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So hopefully, man, my goal is to have lots of music out, you know, by the summer, maybe this summer, and kind of get my shit rolling. So I don't know. We'll see what happens though.
I feel you, man. Is there anything personally you want to say to the Tuesday Morning Podcast audience before we say goodbye to you, man? Anything? Where can we find you at?
Hey, man. Well, you can look up Facebook.com/ I guess Watsun will be it. You know, the Watsun page on Facebook's all I got right now. The only music I got on it is the SoundCloud stuff I shared. I'm going to be hopefully putting together, you know, some other places to find the music on. But yeah, just hit me up on Facebook right now. It's basically all I got going. But shit, yeah, I just want everybody to stay alive and do what you do, man. Enjoy life as much as you can. And
that's all you can do. Well, Justin, Watson, it's been great to have you on the Tuesday Morning Podcast. Hopefully this has enlightened people to who you are and what we do. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man.
All right, man.
Hey, man, much love, dude.
Goes, trying to be an addicted hero. And here I go, 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 some type of way. Showing up with a 55 and a 40 ounce of gasoline. It's having dreams and honestly that might bring out the devil in me. Showing up with a 55 and a 40 ounce of gasoline. It's having dreams and honestly that might bring out the devil in me.